We would prefer for him to start school fully protected.
Now at 10, parents sighing in relief as the CDC officially recommends the COVID vaccine for kids under 5. What a local mom says this means for her family. Plus, Oxford students bringing yet another lawsuit to the school district. This one, they say, has nothing to do with money. Details coming up.
Beautiful sunsets here in West Michigan. We'll have more sunset chances the rest of the week with no major rain chances and a really nice Father's Day ahead.
From the station with the most local news in our West Michigan, Fox 17 News at 10 starts right now.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jamie Sherrod. First this evening, the CDC is officially recommending the COVID vaccine for children under the age of 5. The advisory panel unanimously signing off the decision not long after the FDA. Pfizer's vaccine will be done in 3 doses, while Moderna's will be 2-dose series. Both vaccines come in significantly lower dosages. The news bringing relief to some parents. Fox 17's Matt Whitco spoke to a local mom on just what this means for her family moving forward. Matt?
Jamie, Casey Lasky says this is going to give them some more comfort when out in public. She says in the back of her mind, she always worried that the worst might happen to her 2 youngest.
We will be near the first in line to access these vaccines.
Casey Lasky, her husband, and her oldest son are all vaccinated. Now she's ready for her 2 youngest to get the shots.
I would prefer Moderna just because they will reach that immunobridging point faster.
The CDC approved of these 2 vaccines for children between 6 months and 5 years of age.
Now, an important thing to know about the Moderna vaccine, it's less pokes, but the vaccine efficacy data that they were able to give to the FDA showed that it didn't have quite as high of a vaccine efficacy against infection. It was 40 to 50% protective against even mild infections.
Much of Western Michigan shows the spread of COVID-19 is low, except for Kalamazoo and St. Joseph counties, according to the state's dashboard.
COVID-19 pandemic is still among us. The experts in the field do believe that COVID-19 will be with us as a virus that we encounter through waves every year.
Lasky says her 2 youngest, who are both 4 and 2 years old, are showing signs of being asthmatic. She says she feared what might happen if they caught COVID-19. She says to give them the best chances, she made them part of the Pfizer trial. The mom still took precautions because either they got the vaccine or the placebo.
We've pretty much limited all of our interactions to outside things.
She says they'll get the results of the study on Monday. Lasky says she's already made calls of where to get her children vaccinated in case, because the shots are done in a series, she wants them right away.
So we would prefer for him to start school fully protected.
Day of relief and celebration for parents all over the country. Reporting here in the newsroom, I'm Matt Whitco, Fox 17 News.
All right, thank you, Matt. Well, police arrested 17s this morning at Grand Haven City Beach. They received calls about a stolen car at the beach around 9 a.m. When they arrived, police were told several masked people were seen stealing a car, one with a gun. Police chased the 17s on foot, catching them and recovering a gun and 2 stolen cars from Grand Rapids. Inside the car were other stolen items. The teens are facing various charges as the investigation continues. A driver killed and another one injured in a car crash in Milton Township Friday night. Police responded to calls about the crash around 7:30. Reports show that a 38-year-old man driving a 2019 Dodge Nitro was going west on Redfield when he tried to pass other vehicles. That's when he crashed into a 2016 Ford pickup, making a left turn on Klein from Redfield. The driver of the Dodge Nitro was thrown out of his vehicle and later died at the hospital. The driver in the pickup truck had minor injuries. It's unknown whether seat belts were used or if alcohol was involved. Michigan State Police are still investigating.
A really nice day here in West Michigan. We had those temperatures get into the mid-70s for most of us. 76 in Grand Rapids. We touched 76 in Kalamazoo as well. We only in the 60s in South Haven down near Benton Harbor as well. The northwest wind kept it a little chillier there, as well as in Holland, only at 71. Overall, still a little bit cooler than average for this time of year, and a lot cooler than yesterday as well. Anywhere from about 5 to 10 degrees cooler south of I-96, almost the same up near Big Rapids and here in Grand Rapids as well, where temperatures again remained in the 70s. Now we're falling back into the 60s for most. Notice a few 50s already showing up. We're down to 53 in Leadington, 58 in Belding, 66 at the Grand Rapids Airport. A cold spot here as well, 53 in South Haven, 54 in Hartford. A couple of 60s still around in Fulton, Mendon, Three Rivers, and Kalamazoo, but we're all going to get fairly chilly overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning as skies remain clear and our winds are fairly calm. Notice a northerly wind to a northwesterly wind at times, anywhere from about 5, if not calm winds here. So a very quiet night. That's going to set us up for a chilly start to our Father's Day, but it will be a really nice day too. We're not going to be dealing with much of a wind tomorrow. A little bit out of the southwest in the early afternoon hours. Otherwise, increasing cloud cover. We look to remain dry along the lakeshore as well. And with water temperatures in the 60s, it's going to be a good start to our Father's Day. And that's going to be the trend the rest of the day as well. Notice we'll be back to near 80 degrees. Most of us in Grand Rapids to the south are going to remain dry. It's going to be a very, very pleasant Father's Day or Juneteenth for you. And around 5 p.m., we're looking at the chance of a stray shower in some of our areas, although that looks to be fairly minimal now as we get closer to the day. And we're looking even after Father's Day, building into some warmth on Tuesday, Wednesday, even in through Thursday, looking at upper 80s and some 90s in that 7-day forecast. We'll talk about the humidity and the heat index that comes with it.
Thank you, Reese. Well, the Grand Rapids Pride Festival is wrapping up tonight after a day filled with acceptance, inclusion, and plenty of entertainment. The Pride Festival at Calder Plaza is in its 34th year. Since 1988, it's grown into one of the biggest single-day events in Grand Rapids. Tickets were free, but donations are always accepted. It's the Grand Rapids Pride Center's biggest fundraising event of the year. Today's entertainment included food trucks, live music, and drag shows. Fox 17 talked with the drag queen at the festival, who says she was invited to make a special guest appearance with Beauty Beyond Drag Productions.
Really cute. It was a thing where we had like 14 entertainers all together, I think. I don't know, lots of us, but just one after another, a little roulette, little that sort of thing. But now I'm just walking around just saying, hey, enjoying Pride. It's really funny. I love Grand Rapids Pride because you see everybody who you would want to see in a day.
Well, the festival ended just minutes ago at 10. Organizers say they're proud to create a safe, open, and inclusive environment for community members to celebrate who they are. Lots of fun there. Well, still ahead at 10, Oxford parents filing yet another lawsuit against the school district, this time on behalf of 20 students.
We need answers to be able to fix what went wrong. We are not seeking monetary damages.
What these students and parents are demanding be done before next school year. Earlier today, the Ukrainian military gave the Associated Press a rare opportunity to watch Ukrainian forces fire M777 howitzers that were supplied by the United States. The weapons were fired at Russian positions in the eastern Donbas region. The West has been supplying Ukraine with weaponry that's been reaching the front lines. However, Ukrainian officials say they still need more weapons to push back against the Russian forces that have been reducing towns and villages to rubble. Ukrainian military officials say the M777 howitzer is an upgrade compared to the weapons they have been using due to its precision, firing speed, and simplicity of use. Meanwhile, Ukraine's attempt to join the European Union has received a big boost. On Friday, the European Commission's president, Ursula von der Leyen, said members of the bloc believe Ukraine should be formally considered for candidate status in the wake of Russia's invasion. She also said Ukraine will be expected to carry out a number of further reforms, adding, quote, "We all know that Ukrainians are ready to die for the European perspective. We want them to live with us the European dream." The commission also recommended candidate status for Ukraine's neighbor Moldova, but not for Georgia until it meets further conditions. The leaders of the 27 EU member states will gather for a summit next week in Brussels to discuss Ukraine's bid to join the bloc. Well, 20 Oxford students demanding changes before fall. They're filing new legal action against the school district, but they don't want money. They want to be safe. Their lawsuit includes a list of policy changes they want a judge to order. That's including a fully transparent and independent third-party investigation into the November shooting at Oxford High School. Jim Kurtzner is breaking down this new legal action.
This lawsuit says the school district failed and continues to fail with safety, and staff needs training with suicidal students, when they can be searched, when they can be removed from school.
We don't want to be here. Putting our children's names in a federal lawsuit is a desperate attempt. It's a desperate attempt to be heard.
The parents say they've been to the school board meetings asking for action. Michigan Attorney General has offered to investigate safety improvements 3 times and has been turned down. Board finally agreed to get an independent third party, but the findings will only go through a school district law firm.
We need answers to be able to fix what went wrong. We are not seeking monetary damages.
The parents say there were many warning signs in the days leading up to the school shooting that were ignored.
In the weeks leading up to that day, our children were told over the loudspeaker in the high school that the threats and rumors were not a concern and the school was safe. During that time, multiple parents kept their children home for fear of safety.
The evidence that has played out in criminal court, Oxford student Ethan Crumbley sent warning signs, including drawing a picture depicting a shooting on the morning of it. He was sent to the office. His parents were called in, but they said they couldn't take him home, too busy with work. He was returned to class and his backpack not checked, likely where he was carrying this handgun his parents bought him as a Christmas present, used in the mass shooting.
We find out all 4 of the people who made the biggest mistakes that day are still employed and getting promoted.
The parents say after the Uvalde, Texas shooting, security changed drastically and only briefly.
And for one day, the students' backpacks were searched and the students were physically patted down. Again, no consistency and no proactivity.
And last month, when students walked out of class, parents were not informed.
The administration knew about it the night before, but they sent no communication until the kids were already on the football field. Meanwhile, some students were left alone in their classrooms, calling home, asking to be picked up immediately.
Well, this could take months to go through court. The lawsuit is asking a judge here to order changes. The new school year starts in just 10 weeks. Well, still ahead, the city getting a jump on Juneteenth celebrations.
Smaller local businesses that's in the area that don't get recognized as much, we want them to have that recognition, by coming out and setting up their booths here so people can, see them.
We spoke to the people who put together today's Black Business Pop-Up.
Well, today was the coolest day for the foreseeable future. We're looking at upper 70s for Father's Day, maybe the chance of a stray shower, but notice the upper 80s on Monday. I'll talk about that stray shower again tomorrow and what it means for our heat building in Monday and Tuesday.
Well, getting a head start on Juneteenth celebrations, local businesses gathered in Rosa Parks Circle today. The pop-up event, hosted by SS Boutique and Fashion Accessories, included just about everything from food to clothing, homemade candles, and more. Organizers say it was their way of shining a light on small businesses in the area who may otherwise go unnoticed.
Smaller local businesses that's in the area that don't get recognized as much, we want them to have that recognition, by coming out and setting up their booths here so people can, see them.
The pop-up event also gave businesses a chance to network. With the Juneteenth holiday taking place tomorrow, organizers say it's a reminder that coming together as a community is so important.
Unity, coming together, that's the biggest thing. And if you can do more like that in the city of Grand Rapids, we need more of that. We can do more like that in the city. We can all come together and we can continue to do this. It'll be great for everyone in the city.
The pop-up event took place from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. in Rosa Parks Circle.
A fairly quiet night here in West Michigan. We've already had temperatures start to fall back into the 60s, or we're sitting mostly clear, mostly cloudy skies starting to filter in to West Michigan, but most of us are going to remain mostly clear tonight with a light west wind that's going to help us stay cool and remain quiet overnight tonight. That's what we're tracking tonight. Tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies for most, but there is a chance of an isolated stray shower, especially north of Grand Rapids, but I presume most of us will remain dry. And then the heat and humidity are going to build in Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday as well. So notice a few thin clouds starting to filter into West Michigan now this evening from north to south. That's going to be the same way the rain moves into our area as well. Notice in northern Wisconsin and just west of the UP, that's where the rain is. It's going to shift to the east and then eventually start to move to the south. Well, again, most of Grand Rapids going to miss it. So here's the future track as this system continues to filter into our region. We'll see a few clouds overnight tonight, otherwise mostly clear. Time we get to tomorrow, partly sunny. Notice a little bit of rain moved in right around Big Rapids area, but otherwise the rain going into Monday and Tuesday, it's going to remain well off to the east, and we're going to be seeing really nice conditions for not only Father's Day, but on Monday, Tuesday, and into most of next week as well with lots of sunshine. So for tomorrow and the Father's Day grilling, it's going to be perfect. We'll have temperatures into the upper 60s just before noon. We'll remain with calm winds and partly sunny skies and temperatures nearing that 80-degree mark. Average highs this time of year right around 80 degrees. So it's going to be a near perfect day in West Michigan to enjoy some outdoor grilling for Father's Day. As for temperatures tonight, notice 51 in Grand Rapids, some 40s off to the north. It's going to be a fairly chilly night here for most of us, around 50 degrees down near Kalamazoo. And as for those highs tomorrow, most of us going to be remaining in the 70s, maybe even near 80 near I-94. But again, a very pleasant day and a fairly light north or west southwest wind. Keep it fairly comfortable along the lakeshore as well. As for the rest of the 7-day forecast, Monday, it's the coolest day for the next several days. The heat and humidity are really going to build in Monday and Tuesday. It's going to be a whole U.S.-wide event. We're not going to be the only ones seeing it, not just the Great Lakes. Notice the heat from the southwest all the way up to the north and east. A very large high-pressure system, also known as a heat dome when it's that large. That's going to keep the heat and the humidity around for not only the Great Lakes region, but most of the U.S. as well. Notice the temperature stay in the upper 80s, even lower 90s, with no significant rain chances the next several days.
All righty, thank you, Reese. Well, still ahead, a look at what's coming up next in sports.
It was the final day for the high school sports season in 2022. Several West Michigan teams fighting for a state title this afternoon. We've got the highlights and post-game reaction coming up straight ahead in sports. Well, today was the last day of the high school sports season. 9 months of hustle all ended this afternoon, and several of our West Michigan teams came home with hardware. Starting off bright and early this morning, a beautiful morning in East Lansing for baseball. Between Forest Hills Eastern and Grand Rapids Christian, Eagles pitcher Cam Seth picked off 2 runners here at second base. That would keep the game alive for the Hawks, and the Hawks off the board. No runs there after 2 innings. Top of the third, Evan Parks rips a shot to right, high off the fence there. That will score the first run of the game. Parks was 3 for 3 in this outing. In the 5th, it's 2-zip Leo Hurd with a solid single to right. That makes it 3-0 Hawks. That was more than enough for Parks, who was great on the mound today. He did not allow a single hit until there was 1 out left in the 6th. Forest Hills Eastern goes on to get the 3-0 win and earn the championship today.
To be honest, I didn't even know that I was doing a no-hitter. I was just working on getting outs, and that's really what it comes down to. You try and make good pitches, get guys to get bad contact. And when you do, it feels great, but you don't even think about it until somebody says it.
It's amazing. It's honestly unbelievable how like shocked I am. It's like you're on a whole different planet right now. That's what it feels like. It just feels everything. It's just the most happiest you've ever been.
That was a great year. These kids have put a lot of time, a lot of effort into what we preach. Our goal every year is to win the last game of the year, and that won't change. So this gives us something that we can work on in the off season and the summer here.
In the girls soccer state finals, Division II, Forest Hills Central taking on 4-time defending champ Bloomfield Hills Mary in less than 4 minutes in Daly Tucker with the cross there, and Halleck there scores her 33rd goal of the season and her first header of the year. 1-0 Rangers early, making it 1-1 here. 4 minutes later, corner kick, and senior Stella Sutton gets enough of it that would make it 2-1 FHC. It would stay that way the rest of the game. Marion tries to get the equalizer, but didn't. Ava Wilberger keeps them out. Forest Hill Central goes on to get the win 2-1 and takes home that state championship.
I knew that we had a very good team, and I knew that my best friends were here, and I've played with them since I've been growing up, and I was really excited to play with them. And once we got in like the first couple games, I was like, all right, we're pretty good. And then we started beating really good teams, and I knew that we were going to get here.
It feels so amazing. I'm so proud of my team, and we worked really hard to win this. Honestly, the difference between last year and this year is just that we really capitalize off of our chances and finish our shots, and we just get the ball in the back of the net.
In Division III girls soccer, Unity Christian looking for 11 state titles, taking on Williamston. Just over 4 minutes in, Satyrs strike first. Jessie Postma with the cross there. Ball finds its way to Olivia Bosworth, who buries it. 1-0 Crusaders. Now it's a 1-1 ball game in the second. Carly Wurzma to freshman Ava Lunke, who scores. Unity leads 2-1 with 21 minutes to play, but the Hornets score twice in the final 11 minutes. The game winner just with 21 seconds left. Willie goes on to get the win 3-2, and the Satyrs finish as the state runner-ups.
I thought that we played really hard game. We just came short 1 goal, and that's honestly the upsetting end of the game. But, we played our hearts out, so that's all that matters.
3 years ago, we didn't get out of districts, and then COVID year hit and then didn't have a season. And last year we lost in the semifinal. This year we got back to the last day, so I'm extremely happy for them, pleased that we were able to extend the season as long as we can. And we got a good core group of kids, and hopefully we'll give it a good shot again next time.
Back here in Grand Rapids, the Meyer LPGA Classic Day 3, very eventful. The day leader, Jennifer Kupchow, was neck and neck with Nelly Korda all day long. She struggled a bit early, missed a couple fairways, also missed the putt here on 17, which would end up tying things with Nelly going into 18. Korda, the reigning champ, had 2 beautiful shots on 18, like that one. Then she walks up to the green, sinks the 22-foot putt to finish out Saturday's play. She's now the leader going into Championship Sunday. 18 under, shooting 66 today. Kupchow behind her at 17 under, then Brooke Henderson and Lexi Thompson, in 3rd and 4th. 6 of the 10 best in the world at the top of the leaderboard.
I think just going out there and playing my best. She's a really good player. The whole top of the leaderboard are all really good players. Anything can happen. Anything can happen on the back nine. There's a couple reachable par 5s. So just go out there and play my best and control what I can control.
Being past champion twice here is really cool, and I have a lot of great memories around every single hole here, which is great. And it's always very low scoring here, and we're just going to have to shoot a low number tomorrow, like I have in the past.
And here's a look at that leaderboard going into Championship Sunday. As I mentioned, Nelly in first, 18 under throughout the weekend, shot 66 today. Kupchow right behind her in second, then Brooke Henderson and Lexi Thompson in 3rd and 4th. Lydia Ko and Minji Lee tying for 5th as well. So again, like I said, 6 of the 10 best players in the world for women's golf right here in Grand Rapids, and one of them definitely will be raising the trophy tomorrow afternoon. That's all we have for sports right now. Jamie, back to you.
All right, that's pretty incredible that they're here. Thank you, Remy. We'll have a final check of that forecast right after the break. Reese Cole is back now with the final check of that forecast. And Reese, we really have to enjoy these mild temperatures before it heats back up.
Yeah, these are pleasant conditions, at least the next 24 hours. Father's Day looking great to get outside, do some grilling. It's not going to be too hot, and a light northwest wind turning southwesterly in the afternoon, only about 5 to 10 miles per hour. There is still the chance of a stray shower, but most of it looks to be up near Big Rapids or to the north. So Grand Rapids to the south, you're looking at partly cloudy skies all afternoon. After that, heat and humidity, temperatures near 90s into the low 90s on Tuesday. That heat index up into the mid to upper 90s as well. Hot stretch ahead with lots of sunshine.
You got the perfect grilling weather, but technically tomorrow, the dad shouldn't be grilling, right?
Yeah.